I'm Sofia Campbell. I go to Wake Forest University. I'm a bio major with a double minor in neuroscience and dance. And I'm on the dance team and dance company at Wake Forest. So I've been dancing for 18 years. My parents were both professional dancers, so they met dancing. My whole family, they're all performers and everything. So it was kind of just, I guess, destiny for me to start dancing at a young age when I was 2. And I started competing dancing around the country when I was 6. And so I just decided to continue it through college, and I'm on scholarship at Wake Forest through dance. So in high school, with my parents being dancers and also my sister is a professional dancer, I honestly didn't know if I was going to go to even like D1 or even just a college or university in general. I didn't know if I was going to go the route that my family has with professionally dancing. So it was either that or I was going to do dance team because it kind of continues that competitive background that I have and that I grew up with. But I definitely always saw myself dancing in college, whether that be, well, I'm doing both with the dance company and dance team, but definitely dance team to have that sort of competitive and just having that continuation of, I guess, that time. I don't know what I would do if I only went to school and did clubs maybe, but I have to dance always. So. Yeah, so it's a pretty big commitment. We practice about 3 times a week and have weights twice a week. So it takes up basically the whole week along with football, basketball, and baseball games that we perform at. We also compete against other college dance teams around the country as well, once a year. And another big part of it is just like representing the school. So you're basically the face of the school, and it's those in-betweens and those pauses, those timeouts where there's not really anything going on and you're performing, you're on, and you're basically representing the school that you're at. So for my case, it's Wake, and we do events as well. So we'll do a lot of community service or even just like Wake Forest events. They want the dance team there just to kind of give spirit and show our pride for the school. So it's really great to be in that kind of position at a school, just like being the figure that represents the school, the athletic program, even the arts program, and just the girls on the team. We are all different majors and different things. And so it's really great to have a full representation of what the school is. So the dance team does all the game day. What you see as the cheerleaders. The dance company is more of that concert recreational side where there's a stage and there's an audience. And so that's what my scholarship is through, it's called a presidential scholarship, where there's a fall concert and a spring concert, and there's different choreographers who come, give us pieces to perform. And we have a week of a show where people buy tickets, and it's literally in an auditorium in a theater, and we're on a stage and we're dancing. And we are actually kind of being more of the artistic side rather than the performance side as dance team. So in my opinion, I feel that the dance team is more of that athletic side of dance, where it's that performance, that go, 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 you're training, you're doing this and that. And then the dance company has more of that artistic, the more of the storytelling that art comes with, where you're on the stage and you're telling a story, or you're making a little story come alive, or the vision of the choreographer come alive with different lighting, different costumes, different sorts of music. I feel like dance team is more of that like upbeat music, and sometimes in the dance concert we do get upbeat music, but we also have those slow or like sad or different kind of elements that come with the whole stage production. So I guess the people emphasized earlier that opportunity of doing something important and showing your face for something that you love. And just the people aspect of it all, we all have the same passion. A lot of us have the same background, where I think everyone on the dance team, we all come from a competitive background. So we always share stories about how we used to rehearse like 12 hours a day and go compete and stuff like that. So we just have that different bond than you would have with anyone else. And I always say that the dance friends are the best friends, because we're all just weird and we're all fun and we all just like get each other, and we have that same mindset. We're all going through the same thing. We're all tired and have to get up at 5 a.m. for workouts and have a 10 p.m. rehearsal. So it's like we're all just riding the same boat together. So, I mean, this part, I guess I kind of still get, but I feel like there's some things that like you could miss out on being on the dance team, but it also keeps you in line in a sense, because like, for instance, I'm personally not in a sorority, but there's a lot of girls, majority are in sororities, and they miss their chapter meetings or events and stuff, or tailgating for football games. Like we don't get that kind of side of a college experience, but we also get a completely different side that no one else experiences. So there are times where we have to sacrifice other personal things and social things to the side and be committed to the team, but that also trains us for like real life situations where we can't always have the fun and the good, and we have to put the blood, sweat, and tears into something that we do love. So it's kind of a good and bad thing. So the experiences that I wouldn't get is, again, the tailgating, and there's some like date function, or let's say for the ACC tournament when we had to travel with the basketball team in New York, that was during spring break, and so I couldn't go on a spring break with my other friends, or there's just like sometimes like beach weekend or mountain weekend where we can't really participate in all of them, or sometimes any of them, because we have practice or we have performances. So it's actually already starting in a way, because I am in research where we look at how dance and improvisational dance can improve the quality of life with people with dementia. So it's already kind of crossing over into my studies, and they really utilize my knowledge in dance and the quality of movement that I have in my experience and everything. My goal is to be a doctor, but I definitely want to still stay on track with researching more about how dance can improve lives. So we use it a little bit as group therapy, and we use improvisational dance, so freestyle dance, and we kind of give verbal prompts. Like, let's say we would say, move like you're moving through molasses, and now run like you're running in the wind, or dance like you're running in the wind. And it's like fast movement versus slow movement. And so this kind of challenges their thinking and connecting their mind and imagination with their body and creating that movement and that execution. And so we then look at the brain scans after the study, and we look at what parts were activated, how it all affected the brain technically, but we use the caregivers as well with the people with dementia and Alzheimer's, so their relationship can improve, and just as a whole, their mood that day, or their mood any day after, before, we all kind of compare the two. So a successful team, at the bottom line, there has to be a leader. And so this year I'm actually appointed the co-captain with a senior captain, and the leadership really kind of ties it all together. My freshman year, we had a new coach come on board, and it was kind of, COVID year also, it was all kind of all over the place, and we didn't have a set captain or co-captain. And last year we finally did, my sophomore year. So that was already a huge difference, and it just helped bring that bond with the team and then with the coaches, and just kind of put that all together. So definitely leadership is extremely, extremely important. But I think understanding your team and really connecting with each and every one is very important. Because even the people that you think that you would never get along with or something like that, like if you just talk to them and understand who they are, you'll perform 10 times better. And we were actually able to see that when we went to compete this year, which Wake hasn't competed in the past 10 years. So it was like a huge thing for us to go. And we traveled. We were there for like 4 days in Daytona, Florida. And we finally got to have dinner together and like connect and like all, even our coaches, be there together. And we do team activities and stuff like that, but it was nice to involve everyone and all the staff and all the coaching and everything. So I think just understanding each and every person can help the communication within practices, within performances, within getting ready for things. And so with that trust that you have within each other, plus the leadership, I think just creates such a great team that is motivated to just strive. So a big thing actually across the whole country is that dance team isn't really respected fully as a sport, and we're not fully supported by NCAA. And even for Wake Forest specifically this year, we finally, actually a couple of minutes ago, we finally got an athletic trainer, which we struggled with not having one last year with people getting injured or passing out at hot games or something like that. So I guess there's a huge stereotype that we are not real athletes. We definitely should be treated as so because we still put in the hours, we still have practices and weights just as much, sometimes even crazier hours in other sports. We go to every single game. We're there before the football players even get to the field sometimes, actually most of the time. So we're not just people who stand in front of a crowd and shake our palms. You know, I feel like that's a lot of what many people think it is, and there's so much that goes behind it and so many behind the scenes, and it's a lot more difficult than what it may seem. And I guess that respect, as we are athletes, we could just be pretty girls shaking our palms, but we do put sweat into what we do. And I guess just hoping one day everyone can accept that and appreciate our hard work.